Welcome to Pure Phuckery, the podcast. I am your host, Dr. Monique Ross. In today's episode, I am joined by two very special co-hosts, my cousins. This is my cousin, Chris. She is married to Little Big Tony, who was in episode 8, right? And this just so happens to be his sister, who is my cousin, my first cousin. And let's welcome them to the podcast. Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Kristi. I'm Little Big Tony's wife.
Hello, Pure Phuckery people. Hopefully we can have an interesting conversation for you guys today.
That's what's up. Welcome, Angel. I call her Angel.
My friends and all my close friends call me Angel. So.
My cousin, Kristi. So today we are going to have a conversation. We're going to piggyback off the conversation that I had with Lil Tony and my ex-husband D, and we're going to talk about insecurities that women face from our perspective, and then also the expectations that men put on us as women. And just to refresh y'all's memory, remember Lil Tony, he talked about weight, he talked about money, income, being financially secure, he talked about sex, his performance in the bedroom, and then hair loss. He also talked about hair loss. So just to refresh y'all's memory, he had a lot to say about those topics, and we just wanted to come here today. I did not feel bombarded with them in that episode, but I did feel like I was outnumbered, and I stood down a lot because I wanted to give them the opportunity to speak first and foremost, but more so because it was just me having to defend myself. So I just kind of, took the back seat. So here today I have backup. They're going to, we're going to talk about everything that they said, and then we're going to go off into, the insecurities that we face. So anyhow, Chris, what are your thoughts? How did you feel after watching the episode? You did watch the episode, right? She watched the episode. So how did you feel watching that, watching your husband? He didn't say, he said this was barbershop talk. So he wasn't, specifically saying that, this is what's happening within his marriage or anything like that.
Right.
But how did you feel just hearing him speak on these things?
I mean, a lot of the things that he said I learned just by watching the podcast.
Okay.
Because most of the insecurities that I know he has or men have, they don't really express them to us. As women, we always want to know, but men don't like to express those things. So it was an eye-opener to me. I mean, I thought he looked good with no hair on his head, blonde. I didn't know that was a big issue or insecurity of his, especially since I think it kind of run in the family.
I think it's from your dad's side. If your dad is bald, chances are men will follow that side.
Yeah. So I just learned a lot. But and in the same breath, I feel like, those are things that he should be able to have a conversation with me about and be comfortable about whatever his insecurities are. I know for me personally, I don't hold anything back. I just let it all out and just hope that he will be sympathetic. He can empathize with me and understand why I feel the way I feel, and then his response to me should always be able to make me feel better in my own skin. But of course, that ain't how it always goes down. I'm still gonna question everything he's saying, even though I hear him. But it's just a roundabout way. Everybody's gonna have insecurities, no matter what. No matter who can tell you the prettiest person in the world, you're gonna always think something opposite of whatever they say. So.
Definitely. Yeah. I completely agree about that. What are your thoughts, Angel? What do you feel? How do you feel about after watching the episode? I mean, that's your brother, Mike's husband, but I know you have a opinion about what was said as a woman.
I mean, what they said made sense to me. It's like something that everybody can relate to, finances. Of course, everybody wants to be financially secure in a marriage or in a relationship or even by yourself. I thought it was pretty relatable for everybody. Even some of the topics, some women also have the same insecurity, so I thought they did a pretty good job of outlining just challenges and different things that men face working through society and just being a man.
Right. I agree with that wholeheartedly. As far as the insecurities that we as women face, I know that I have a number of insecurities about myself, and I don't care how many people say this or that, you know, I still have these insecurities that I lay down with at night. And, you know, just to give you guys an inkling of a clue of some of the insecurities that I face, I struggle with weight. It fluctuates up and down on a constant basis, you know.
I think all women can, most women can relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, we struggle with our weight. You know, we try to eat right, we try to do right, but it's so much easier to just snack and eat the bad shit, eat the wrong shit. And, you know,
but we compare ourselves to who else, you know, other people we see, whether it's on the TV, whether it's the person sitting next to us, whether it's the person walking down the street. We constantly are comparing ourselves to other women out there.
I think a lot of women chase perfection, which is not realistic.
Yes, it's not something that you're going to be able to attain, because
it's not sustainable at all.
Exactly. What is perfection? First of all, you know, what's the standard that we're basing this off of? You know, and that's why it's not something that you're going to attain ever, because you're going to consistently and constantly chase the next thing.
Right.
And that's how you get these people that go through dozens of plastic surgeries. And, you know, the one lady who's like the real life Barbie. Like, you don't really look like a Barbie, but you've repeatedly gotten work done, and now you look like I don't know what. You know, I'm not, to each his own, but that's how we end up in those situations. You know, it's crazy, but you know, we all struggle with it. And if somebody says, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think men place a lot of pressure on women. Like, a lot of the things that women chase is because they want the attention of a man. Most men will want a pretty face, small waist, and a big ass. Like, that's what men are attracted to. So you have a lot of women who are broken and insecure that's willing to risk their lives to lay on the surgery table and get a surgery to look a certain way. And in all actuality, a man is still going to be a man. That's not going to keep him. That's not going to make him faithful. So anything you decide to alter or do to your body, I would suggest you do it because that's what you want to do. Don't allow men to place any type of stipulation on you to look a certain way. Just make sure you're comfortable with yourself.
Right. That's absolutely true.
I agree 100%. Because, I mean, we've seen people, we know people, and it's just, what's the point? And they still end up alone, sad, unhappy with self. So what's the point? When you spent all this money, you could have donated it to me and paid off my student loans for real.
Right.
I would be happy to put my Cash App out. Anybody that want to donate.
So put your Cash App out. Unless you, I mean, if you absolutely want to, go for it. Because like, hey, if the fuckers want to donate to my cousins,
I'll take their effing money.
You know, fun, hey, go for it. I ain't knocking nobody's hustle at all. I'm not asking for any money. I'm not looking for a GoFundMe, but I thought about it. I thought about setting up a GoFundMe because let me tell y'all why. Little booties matter, and just like my cousin said, fat asses. Men love fat asses. Like, I don't have a fat ass. I don't have a big old ass. Little booties matter. They do. Our booties matter. And I've contemplated, you know, setting up a GoFundMe. I've thought about actually doing it, like, not even with a GoFundMe. I've really set up and thought about, like, going and get some work done. Just getting a little booty. Like, I was telling them before we came on camera, I'm not ashamed of this. I ordered some workout gear, and one of the items was a waist trainer. And I got some other items, like some leggings and stuff, some Fabletics. I got some Fabletic stuff and some other stuff. But anyway, the waist trainer came with a booty patch, and it's like not a shaper. You put it on and you get a little booty. And I'm not gonna lie, I wore it out in public. The Pepster, y'all see my BFF when she was on here. She comes over one day. We were going to go to the nail shop, and I had the booty pad on, and I wanted to see what she was going to say. I just put it on, waiting to see what she was going to say. And she saw it, and she's like, well, it looks natural. She said, your booty looking a little fat. And I was like, it's not my booty, bitch. It's a booty pad. So I started telling, she's like, it looks good. It looks natural. Had me go out in public with this booty pad. Shortly after that, I pulled up on my homeboy and my homegirl and got out the car. And she's like, Mo, I could totally see your booty pad. So Pam
pumped you up.
But hold on, and I did not tell y'all this. I forgot I did change my pants. But the pants that I had on, I feel like they were seemingly the same material. So if they saw it in those pants, I'm sure it was seen while I was prancing around at the nail shop. Because I even did a little twerk. Pam was looking, she was sitting there, and I was like fucking with it, because I was like, girl, my booty, like, I think my butt get big, like, bitch. But yes, insecurity, that's an insecurity of mine. I am honest about it. Like, you know, I don't have a big ass, but I feel like it fits me and who I am. I honestly think that I didn't get a good big old ass when they was handing out asses, because I don't even act right with the little ass I got. Like, for real, I don't act right with this little ass. So if I had a big ass, like, just imagine. But anyway, Chris can't relate. Chris has ass. Angel, you know, she got, you know, it's a bloodline thing. She has a cup. She ain't finna get up for the camera and show y'all, but Chris has the ass over here.
It ain't like it used to be.
It ain't like it used to be. Girl, you better work it out. Get that ass back. Do some squats. Throw that ass in a circle. No, those kids were listening to that the other day at your house, and I was like, they're listening to throw that ass in a circle. It was hilarious. But no, seriously, that's something that I deal with. You know, I won't say on a consistent basis. It's not something that I'm sitting up losing sleep over.
Right.
But some days, like, you know, I put on certain clothes and I'd be like, if I had a big old ass, this will probably sit a little right. It probably fit a little right. But whatever, you know, like I said, I'm not losing sleep over it. It is what it is. But anyway, what else? What's another insecurity that you guys feel like we as women face, or do we want to go off into some expectations?
Well, I know previously the guys talked about insecurities of fidelity, because you pointed out how all the females look at my husband when he is coming down the hallway.
You saw the picture, right?
I saw the picture.
Yeah,
and
I grew up with it. I said, hey, your brother got a girlfriend? Girl, fall back, please.
Fall back.
So let me just be 100%. I am fully aware his wife is crazy. Right here, I'm just, you know, it is what it is. But I'm fully aware when I'm on the phone with him. I can hear them in the background when he's trying to deliver, because I'm in his ear on the headphones. Do you want a meal? I can get you something. Put it over there. Oh, can I help you? And I just laugh. I sit and talk to him in his ear like, oh, she really trying to get at you, ain't she?
Tony
and he just start laughing.
Tony don't be tripping off of them.
No. Hey, it's not females flirt, you know, guys flirt. It's just life, and you know, it's nothing wrong with it. I go out, people flirt, people try to holler, you know what I'm saying, but you stay in your lane. It's nothing wrong with a conversation. Me and my husband, we can go out to the club together, and I could be at the bar and he could be somewhere else, and guys at the bar still try to buy me drinks or have a conversation, and I don't have a problem with it, and he knows where he stands and where I stand. It's not me cheating. It's not me being disrespectful.
Right.
None of that stuff.
It's just a conversation.
If they want to buy me a drink, thank you.
I think if you've been in a long relationship or a long marriage, I think it's healthy to kind of have that playful banter with the opposite sex. It's not going anywhere. It's just a conversation, just laughs, just chuckles, and hey, thanks for the drinks, and going about your business.
Right. Exactly. My husband thanks you.
He thanks
as
you.
I grab it with my wedding ring hand. Thank you. Appreciate it. But I just think flirtation, all those things are just normal. It's natural. You know,
in a relationship, in a marriage,
yeah,
it's gonna come, and you just have to be secure within what you have with your partner, where you know that invisible line, you know where it lays, and you know not to cross it. You know your boundaries. So, you know, I'm not one to give relationship advice. So I'm going, you know, I'll kind of digress right there.
I just feel like at the end of the day, adults make their own choices. So whatever a person is going to do, that's what a person is going to do. Is nothing that you can do as a girlfriend or as a wife to stop that. So you just have to set your boundaries, set your expectations, and let the other person know that, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. This is not what I'm dealing with. Now you go out and do what you feel is best, but I'm just letting you know what I'm not dealing with. So that's my take on that.
Yes, absolutely. And you have, and from both ways, man and a woman, at the end of the day, you ask yourself, is this worth risking what I have at home?
Right.
You think about the wife, you think about the kids, and, you know, whatever you all have accomplished together as a couple, and ask yourself, is it really worth risking what it is I have at home? This one, however, 5-10 minutes, however long it take, whatever, you know, it's not worth it in the end. You know, we all make mistakes, and, you know, it's life. But when you know what you got, hey,
yeah,
why risk it?
Right.
So anyhow, what else? What other insecurities or are we talking about? What's something that
right
you deal
now,
with?
personally, I'm dealing with an insecurity of being unemployed.
Okay.
After 5 years, this industry of the hospitality industry has taken the biggest dip because of the coronavirus, and so it's basically shut everything down. Now we have the protests going on. There's so many different things that are happening in the world, and right now, I would think that most females are happy to have a man that works and takes care of them. But me, being me, I appreciate my husband going to work every day taking care of his family, because that's what a man's supposed to do. But as a female who's very independent, who likes to take charge and be very direct with stuff, I don't like the fact that I don't have a check right now. That is very depressing. It's very hard for me.
Let me ask you this, and I ain't even gonna cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off, because I'm actually cutting you off. But has there been a time within the time frame that you and Tony been together where you had to hold it down because he was in between jobs?
Yeah.
And
but for me, I'm pretty sure he probably felt the same way, but he'll
probably
never
felt worse.
But he'll never tell me.
But hey,
But
that's what you do.
True.
When you're in a marriage like that, you hold each other down. So
It's
don't beat
short
yourself
term.
up. It's short term.
They giving a little extra money for people that's unemployed right now.
Right.
So
I mean, I'll take that check.
You know, this
and
time
40 million Americans are out of work.
Right. So hey, you're not, and I'm not even dismissing what your
I'm not
situation
alone.
is, you know, but for real, like
You'll
he
bounce
held it
back on your
down.
feet.
Y'all gonna you're educated, you're smart, and you're qualified.
You
So
will bounce
you know
back.
you're gonna go out there and you're gonna land the next best thing. Because trust and believe, when something's removed from your life, it's going to be upgraded. So trust
Correct.
that, believe that, and know that. And
Thanks, guys.
yes.
I have a question.
Yes. What's this question?
Do you guys believe in gender roles?
In a relationship?
Yes.
No. I mean, every relationship that I've been in, it wasn't a specific gender role. You know, when I was married, we both cooked, we both cleaned. Shit, Damon did
Wash dishes,
so
take
much
care of
of
the kids,
stuff like
go to the grocery store,
exactly.
so they were shared.
Yeah, share responsibilities.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
It's shared in mine as well. I mean, there's certain things that I don't do. Like, I'm not gonna go out and wash cars. I'm not gonna take out the trash. But as far as laundry, dishes, helping out with the kids, going grocery shopping, my husband does it all. So we're a team in that aspect. But some men expect a woman to cook every day, to clean every day, take care of the kids, and just do everything in the household, while their only responsibility is to go out, earn the paycheck, and take care of the bills.
But the problem with that is, in this day and age, most women are going out and working and contributing to the household with the bills.
Correct.
And still having to do the laundry, cook, clean, care for the kids, run the errands and all that shit. Like, that's where the disconnect is. Like, you really have to know what you're getting into before you get into it, especially if you're not that person. But if you're a stay-at-home mom, like, I have friends that are stay-at-home moms, and even still, like some of the friends I have that are stay-at-home moms even still had a maid coming to clean and shit like that. Like, you're at home all day, and I mean,
It's
hey,
hard.
if you can do it, if you got it like that, go for
Staying
it.
at
But
home is hard too.
it is. That's a
I
struggle.
had a baby, like my daughter's almost 2. She'll be 2 August 11. So I was on maternity leave for 6 months. So the first couple of months I was just laid back, kicking it, like, yeah, this is nice. I'm still earning a paycheck. It was all good. After about that 4th month, I was like, I do not see how people sit at home all day. It's just not for me. Like, I'm not knocking it. If that's your thing, you want to stay at home and take care of your kids, take care of the house, that's fine. But I feel like I'm educated. I'm qualified to do more than just do chores and run a household all day. So
Right.
I get fulfillment from working and contributing to my household, as well as running up my household.
I agree.
I'll feel you on that.
That's how I feel with the whole quarantine and being at home. Y'all was just over at the house and saw what happens when I get stuck in the house. We done redid the deck.
Right.
We done put down a full patio, like dug up and put it down ourselves.
It's
because
nice too.
It's good.
I can't
It
sit
does.
still. I'm bored. I
Right.
need to be productive. I need to, be active, and I can't just sit around
I
and
feel
just-
bad that we have a bug flying around.
and just not.
Continue. Sorry.
I just can't just not do anything. So, like I
Right.
said, not working is hard for me. Even with the 2 kids at home, they keep me busy. I should have got my certification in being a teacher at this point, since I had to do homeschooling since March. But
Do it.
All you need is a
Go for it.
undergrad degree.
Go for it. Why not?
Help me. But yeah, the contribution and being active is something, and I definitely not want to sit at home. I'm a go-getter. I got to keep moving. I've never just sat down and just did nothing.
Right.
It's hard to binge watch stuff for me. I
don't have the time for TV like I used to.
I don't
I have
watch it.
like 4 shows that I watch weekly, and I used to have like 10.
Really?
Yeah.
We got rid of the cable officially. We are
You're a
cable free
millennial.
in the house.
Millennials are cable free.
Yes.
I
and
tried that. It didn't work for us.
Nope.
We'll
I got every
see.
channel plus every streaming line.
See, well, nobody watches, and we were literally, and I know this is off topic, guys, but literally, I had the cable box down here. There was one in the living room. The boys had cable in their room. They unhooked the boxes. And nobody watches TV in the living room.
Right. This literally
When Daniel friends are here, they'll hook their games up.
Right.
The mine may or may not occasion, like once, twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I turn this TV on probably once a week. That's to watch Insecure right now. It doesn't come on at all after that.
I'm already
So,
finished with that.
we're cable free. Got rid of the cable and the home phone. We didn't even have a phone plugged up to the
I don't have
jack.
a phone.
And we're paying $200 a month. So I finally
That's for everything.
that's for cable, internet,
Oh,
and phone. So
okay.
finally let the shit go and
What kind of phone service is this?
yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long this lasts. I'm good with it as of right now, but we'll see. But anyway, back on topic. There's just a little tidbit, little sidebar. But what other insecurities do you guys feel like we as women face? We talked about, being unemployed and when you're typically used to supporting the household and helping out and having your own income. We talked about weight. We talked about little booties. What else? What are other insecurities
I
that
think
you
certain
feel like?
women have, and you guys touched on it in what, episode 8?
Yep.
Mhm.
With the guys.
Yeah, I think women do have insecurities as far as hair loss. There are a lot of women who manipulate your hair into certain styles that pull your edges out. And it's just like a big thing. It's like a big craze now. No
Those
edges,
lace
no
fronts.
edges. It's like a big.
I still have my edges.
Lace.
I have my edges too,
I
but I
have
will
edges.
tell you, postpartum, I did lose my edges. I guess it's just something that women go through. Some women lose a lot of hair, but I did, my edges fanned out a bit, and I was not comfortable with it. I wouldn't say that I was insecure with it. It was just something I didn't like, but I was applying my Jamaican castor oil, black castor oil on there, and it filled in, but I did lose my edges. But there are a lot of women who suffer from alopecia.
Right.
They have their edges is gone. Their hair won't grow a certain length, so we manipulate our hair with weaves and, like you said, lace fronts and braids and things to get the attention of a man.
Yep.
And 90% of these men are not even tripping off half the shit that we as women trip off of. And
right.
That's crazy to me because we go out of our way to try and
get the attention of a man.
Yeah.
And it's more so women that are noticing. Men don't know shit about a lace front, and some of them do.
Unless they're super vain.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Because they too busy focused on the booty.
Yeah, exactly. So,
So
what were you about to say? I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
I can't remember.
My bad. So yeah, like I was saying.
Well, there's but on top of that, when it comes to hair in general, you have those that are natural, those that are not natural. I'm one. I love my creamy crack. Please, I love a relaxer. You have people that want to go all natural, like not wearing deodorant all natural. You know, there's
I don't wear deodorant.
Different types of people
at all
in the world, but to each his own. You know,
don't judge.
I don't judge you, but
they have deodorant for people that are natural.
Cause I remember one night we was out at a party.
I know where you're going.
That's what I'm saying. I wear deodorant. I haven't worn deodorant in years.
But why did you just decide to give it
I used to break out real bad on my armpits, so I just
decided to try like a natural deodorant.
Hey, I've tried.
It's out on the market.
I've tried different things. I've gone to Trader Joe's, Whole Foods. I bought different products. Some of that stuff is still sitting in the medicine cabinet.
Right.
I feel better without it.
Okay.
So
my grandma stopped wearing it. And she just put baking soda under her.
I don't put nothing. I might rub some oil.
She used to get boils.
Yeah, and I did too. I rub oil under my armpits and I keep it pushing.
So after a while, did you notice that you no longer had an odor?
It's a light musk scent. And that's only the one time I'm going to tell you about. But that's only when I'm really moving around. And we were out one night. We were at a party at a Kill party. I think we was at a Kill party. And I was a little drunk, so I was kicking it. I was dancing and having a good time.
You were.
And at one point I walked over by my cousin and she's like, "Cousin, is that you?"
No, I was like, "Somebody musty."
Yeah, she did. She said somebody musty, and I'm like,
I started wearing deodorant.
But she been knew that I didn't wear deodorant. She been known that I didn't wear deodorant. But she said somebody musty, and then she said, "Is that you?"
It was loud.
And I'm like, we sniffing. She kind of leaned in. She's like, "Yeah, that's you, cuz and she got me together though. She pulled something out of her purse. I think some spray or something, and we sprayed that shit, and I was fine. And I went back to the dance floor, and I went back to get my party on. Hey, judge not and be the judge.
The point is that to each his own. If that's what you want to do, nobody finna hold you down and put deodorant on your arms. Okay, that's you.
Hey, I ain't never had
a hold Angel down and put a relaxer in her head. Nope, that's you natural. That's you.
Exactly.
And nobody
you do what
to tie my hands behind my back so I don't get a relaxer, because that's what I want to do. You do whatever you want to do.
Right. It's your life.
Whatever works your life.
For you. Right.
Yes.
I'm natural. I haven't had I've been natural twice. I haven't had a relaxer in like 5 years. My hairstylist is currently at home due to the pandemic, so that's why I have my natural bun. But I do get silk presses and wear it straight from time to time. But I did give up the relaxers, and that worked for me. Whatever works for you.
I perm my edges. I just permed my edges the other day.
Really?
I did, but I haven't had a relaxer in it's been years. But I will perm my edges. So I can't say that I'm completely natural, but
you low key natural.
Yeah. And I only do it occasionally, like these braids, like they start looking rough a little bit.
When you have braids, I think you should at least have some new growth. You definitely don't want to put braids in your hair with a fresh relaxer.
No.
Right? You'll be bald headed within the week.
Yeah. So I waited. These braids have been up for probably about a month now. So I waited, and then once it started coming out real bad, my edges, they're not coming out. They're just laid down. I just put a little relaxer around them, and hey. Keep it pushing.
So another insecurity, I don't know if it's it's not an insecurity for me, but some women have insecurities about being super hairy. So how do you guys feel about hair? Some women have insecurity about being super hair. Like, do you shave under your arms? Do you shave your legs? Do you shave your private area, your regions? Like, or do you wax? How do you guys feel about that?
I shave my armpits, but I typically wax everything else. But like, I'll wax my, my vagina area. But my legs, I'll shave, nair them, whatever. But I shave my armpits or nair my armpits. But I haven't done any of that. I'm like, in a while. I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. I told y'all I was gonna be my authentic self. Like, yeah, I'm hairy as fuck right now, everywhere. Hey, I'm at the crib.
Insecurity for you?
No, because I'm at home. Like, nobody's seeing it but me.
Right.
And I love me. I'm comfortable in my skin. And like, if I know for a fact somebody's gonna see my body parts, best believe the hair is gonna be gone. Like, if old boy hit me up like I'm finna pull up and I know it's getting ready to crack off, I'm gonna get me together. But nobody's calling and nobody's pulling up. So yeah, it's not an insecurity for me. I feel like I'm hairy as fuck right now, and I'm okay with that part of my life. I've accepted that part of me.
I'm a little hairy. I'm just naturally a little hairy, so I do shave. Like, my arms are probably hairy now. I nair my arms because it grows back thicker if you shave. I do. I nair my arms from my wrist all the way up. I shave my legs. I used to wax my private area, but I started getting ingrown, so I had to talk to my doctor about it, and she was just like, the way my hair grows back, even though you exfoliate I was exfoliating every day, every time I shower, bathe, but it was still causing issues for me, so I just let go of the waxing for now. I'm taking a little break to see how it does with shaving. But yeah, I don't like hair. I get a little hair above my lip. I get that wax too. Don't want it.
Well,
I'm good.
I'm all in, baby. Mustache here is it's right there. And it used to bother me when I was little because all the kids in high school and everything used to make fun of me.
How long has the hair grown on your?
Since probably like middle school.
I had one in middle school too.
Yeah,
and I got teased about it.
Really? I
Yeah.
never knew that.
I did. But I just didn't like it. It was starting to get, I don't think it might not have been as thick as I thought, but I was just like, we're gonna go ahead and take care of this.
Well, for me, my mom always told me don't take it off because it'll grow back thicker. And I have a cousin who used to shave and wax hers off, and I think she got a whole beard now. No lie.
And some women do have beards. Some
it-
women do have beards. Some
Yeah.
women grow beards, and
I've
some
seen
women
them.
grow thick mustaches. I
Yeah.
think they need to probably go to see a dermatologist or something, because there's hormones, and it may be like an underlying health issue if it's like a full beard. I'm not even.
We're not hating on anybody. We're not trying to
No.
be funny. It's funny. You know, it's
I don't
funny.
mean to
Fuck
be
y'all.
offensive. I apologize if anybody is offended, but I do think if you growing a full beard, it may be an underlying hair health issue that you should probably go see your doctor
Chris.
about.
Stop laughing at you making me laugh.
So y'all haven't seen any women with a full beard. I've seen
some
several.
little hair, but I've never seen a full ass.
And I've
beard.
seen the women who shave it, and they have like, what's the little stuff on your skin when you shave that men
The
have?
razor bumps?
Yes, razor bumps. I've seen it. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't. My mom told me not to do it because it'll grow back thicker. So I never did it. So I suffered through middle school, high school of people teasing me, making fun of me, saying I was really a man, all this other stuff. Oh, it used to hurt my feelings.
Do people
That was
say
me.
do you hear stuff now? You don't hear anything
See,
now?
it took a moment in, I want to say like my sophomore year, high school, it was a guy, older guy. I was in Northwest Plaza, for those of you who remember Northwest Plaza.
Predatory Northwest Plaza.
Older guys were starting to talk to me. Not the ones that was in my age group. They all thought my mustache was sexy. And it was, the next thing you know, that's all I kept hearing. And I never had any insecurities about it after that because people started telling me it was sexy. It wasn't a big deal or anything. Hell, my husband does not have a problem with it. So,
As long as
you know,
don't have a
right.
problem.
Exactly. Ladies, she's a married woman. She has a handsome husband. and she's okay with her mustache.
I'm fine with it.
Hey, if you have a mustache,
embrace it.
Embrace it.
It's part of you.
I'm not going to embrace mine.
or not.
But go ahead and do you. I'm going to get this waxed.
Well, I have to say, in regards to this whole wax, so like the legs, the armpit, stuff like that, yeah, that just has to go. Especially if I'm putting my legs out.
So you don't do it?
No, I do.
Okay.
Shave, but I shave if I'm going like somewhere. My legs gonna be out. My armpits always got to be ready to go. But as far as the other parts, thanks to you.
Oh Lord, you
thanks
had a bad experience.
To you.
I didn't endorse the lady you went through.
She went through. I was forced.
I don't know.
I felt forced.
Tell the fuckers
about
it.
So, yep. Peer pressure all day. I mean, I felt judged. Or whatever. So it was Angel's bachelorette weekend. We were heading to Vegas, and so she gave me grief about the fact that I had never gone to any of the wax places and tried any of that, and that I needed to get it done because she decided she wanted us to all have matching swimsuits. Of course, they had to be the skimpiest front swimsuits.
Y'all looked good though.
They were cute. We all look cute.
So, of course, it needed to happen. So, I was scared as hell. But I went on ahead, scheduled an appointment, went in real quick, got it done, and was horrified when I got home. Because this heifer done ripped my damn skin off.
In my defense,
wait a minute.
I did not endorse the lady she went to.
She didn't. But then her advice was, oh, Kristi, it's not that bad. Just exfoliate. You gotta exfoliate. So, I had to exfoliate a photo.
And then she sent me pictures and I was like, oh.
Exactly.
That's a skin burn.
Mm-hmm.
That was
gone.
bad.
Wow.
Gone. Her wax was too hot. And she needs to lose her license. Burning people private parts off.
Well, when I was finished, I got a whole bunch of stuff and my money back too. But never again.
So she's not waxing. So do you shave? What do you do?
I just keep it nice and neat.
She keeps it nice and neat. Hey, if your husband's not complaining, that's all that matters, right?
Insecurity I used to have when I was younger. I used to hate being super tall. I embrace it now. I love being tall. But when I was like in middle school, like 7th, 8th, 9th grade, I was always the tallest person in my class. I've always been taller than all. I have friends that are like 5'2", 5'3", 5'4". I have maybe one tall friend, a few average height friends, because I keep my circle small. But my close friends are all super short. So I used to hate being tall, like to the point I used to walk with my head kind of hunched down a little bit to appear shorter. Yeah. And then I just started embracing it. I started seeing women like Kimora Lee Simmons. I love her. She's like an idol of mine. Tyra Banks. And I just saw how beautiful women look tall. And so I just embraced it. But like young Angel was super insecure about being tall.
I didn't know that. And I've always loved being tall. You know who I think about when why I embrace my height? Grandma.
She was tall.
Our
Both
grandma,
of my grandmas were tall.
My paternal grandmother, no. But my maternal, she's tall. And I just
she was 6
think of those long legs that she had. And I've always embraced it. We're tall. We're what, 5? What are you, 5'10"? Because I was 5, like in high school. I remember being, we did our height and weight check. I was like 5'10.5". As we age, bone density, it shrinks. But I've always loved it. I love wearing heels. That's why I always wear heels. I love being always love being tall.
And my mom, she's 5'5" and she hates being short.
See,
hates it.
We always want what we can't have.
Over my mom. And she's like, girl, I wouldn't know what to do if I was your height. That's why I'm wearing these heels. But yeah, it was an insecurity in mine. I hated it. Just because I was always the tallest person. So I was always like the outcast. And I think St. Louis is a short city. When you get out of St. Louis and you travel to different places, like I lived in LA for a small period of time. I went to Alabama for undergrad. And I think different cities have I don't know what it is about St. Louis, but I think St. Louis is a short city. A lot of people here are short. Women.
I guess I can agree to that. I've seen some women our height out, but for the most part,
I'm average.
How tall are you?
5'3".
5'3".
You are
and
short.
a half.
5'3" is short. I think the
average.
I think the average for a woman is like 5'6". Is it 5'6" or 5'7"?
I think it's 5'6".
I think it's what I am.
You're considered short.
And a 7.5.
5'3".
Did you ever want to be taller?
Nope.
You
You ever felt insecure about your height?
No, because when I was young, I was a tomboy.
Okay.
You catch me in jeans and boxers and a t-shirt and some tennis shoes. Never catch me in heels or any of skirts, dresses. That didn't come until like towards the end of high school.
Really? I've always been girly girl.
I was a tomboy, low key in middle school. Not really. I just wasn't into dresses and stuff. But I embrace it now. Love
Tomboy, I think back to Goodfellow when Grandma was alive, and I'd be outside tumbling and playing all kind of games with
Kids
the boys.
don't do that these days.
Definitely don't do that shit these days.
We used to be on lives.
Yes, I
on
just want to say
Massey,
the church
St. Louis
lot.
Avenue.
Fucking old ass mattresses, turn and flip. They're like, I would never do that today
Craze
and
for
would never
basketball.
allow my kids to do it. But
Why?
I don't know. Daniel
think
probably
that's
has
what's
done
missing.
it.
They just need to be exposed.
Right,
Exactly.
right, yeah.
Just push the ball out there. My kids don't even go outside.
Daniel goes outside.
The
But
youngest is scared of ants.
Jeremiah, he's
Oh,
in the
I
house.
can't. Oh. I can't. Mommy, the ground is moving.
Really?
Yes!
Carrie seems so tough.
And Alana
and
is
just-
scared of insects.
Oh my God.
Anything that flies.
Get it! No help with the patio. There's a worm. There's worms. Oh my God, there's another. I can't. I just go in the house.
As far as parenting, since we're talking about the kids and stuff, as far as being a parent and being, married with your spouse, like I can speak for, I can say this because me and Dee not married, but we in the same house. As far as the parenting goes, when it comes to, being a mom, being a dad, what do you see as far as your kids, like when it comes to who do they migrate towards, who's more of the disciplinary and who's more of the fun parent in the house? Like, how does that dynamic work in your households with the kids? Is it a power struggle with the kids?
Well, my daughter is not even 2 yet, and I have a bonus daughter. She will be 16 this year. And she came into my life a little older. But I think I'm a softie. I don't punish my toddler at all. I don't think she understands, quite frankly. But I'm a softie. I think both of us are kind of soft. Of course, I would want to teach her to be responsible and not be a brat. But I think I will let you guys kind of handle that because you have older kids.
Okay.
And you have more experience.
I'll say for me, Damon is definitely more of the, the stricter parent, the, by the book, by the rules.
And you have 2 boys.
And I have 2 boys. And I'm the fun mom. I'm the fun parent. We chill and they get away with whatever. But it balances and it works because I play my position and Damon plays his position. We have these good cop, bad cop roles where I don't always have to be the bad cop. Mm-hmm. And Damon doesn't always have to be the bad cop. So, sometimes it reverses. And we stick together with it, especially when it comes to parents and Daniel. We definitely will talk about it amongst ourselves. And then we'll go and have the conversation with them. Mm-hmm. And we'll agree. We'll get on some type of the same page as far as, our parenting tactics, whether we go agree or disagree. We try to make it, come to the same page and handle the situation at hand. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Chris? What's the dynamic?
Well, y'all already know I'm the drill sergeant.
It is.
I'm the muscle, the everything. So I run a tight ship. I just want the best for my girls. I want them to always be respectful. They can go anywhere and will not be disrespectful or step out of line because they know I just don't. I just don't play that. No matter where you are, I don't care where. But so I'm the disciplinary. I'm the one who, I'm the fun one too. I'm really silly. I really am. And he's the same way. But for the most part, the kids will come to me pretty much for anything first. Right. And then if they think it's something I'm going to say no to, then they'll go to him.
I was just going to ask, who do they go to first?
And he's going to say,
ask your mom.
Right.
Okay.
But, and there's some other cases where they'll just skip around me and my husband and go straight to my mom. She's going to call. Yes. She'll be at the front door. I'm taking the kids for ice cream. What? I'm just learning this.
They get her on board. It's a wrap for her. Yeah.
She was there before I left today. So, yeah. And I just said, okay. But for the most part, yeah, it's me.
I think you have to adjust to your kids, too. Like, everything doesn't work for every kid. Like, even growing up, my mom, she was, like, the enforcer. Mm-hmm. She wasn't a mean mom, but she was the enforcer. And she yelled a lot. Just because, I guess, parents think that kids aren't listening, so they only listen when you raise their voice. I hate for people to yell at me, even to this day. So, when I was younger, I just wish my mom would have talked to me more than yelling. Because I think you'll get a better result. And that's for me. Some kids might need you to yell and go off before they get up. But I don't think I'm going to be a yeller. Because I just don't like it done to me.
Was LaTony the kid in the house that needed to be yelled at, and she just yelled because she yelled at him? Like, do you feel like he needed to be yelled at?
I think guys respond differently than girls. I think it's a difference raising boys than it is raising girls. Like, I think boys don't like a lot of talking naturally. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to have to do a lot of talking, because as soon as you say it, they're going to be like, okay, well, let me get up because I know my mama going to be riding my ass if I don't get up. Girls, they're a little more sassy. They have a little more attitude. So you may have to be an enforcer when you're raising a daughter, because, you know, they have mouth. They talk back.
True. And you don't want the dad to be yelling at the daughter.
Right.
Because I know if Tony yells at the girls, I jump on the defense and you know, to protect my girls, just because that's just me protecting my girls. Right. That's just right. Even though what he's saying may be, you know, justified or whatever, but I don't like it. So I can only imagine how he feels when I'm going off and I'm yelling.
He probably just stays quiet.
But he's quiet, right? He doesn't say anything. Me, I'll jump in and be like, okay, well, you didn't have to say it like that, or
right.
Even though if it was the shoe was on the other foot, you know, I'm going in, because I personally have probably said it calmly 4 or 5 times, and now I'm through the roof and I'm livid. But I also got a kid that's now a freshman. In high school, this coming, well, now, and then I have an elementary student, so the dynamics is different, because when I'm yelling at the oldest, the young one is crying because she's saying I hurt her sister's feelings and she doesn't like it, so I have to
love her sister.
Yes, go back for her sister, and then I have to walk it back and then explain to her, which teaches her what not to do.
Right.
But then I have to also stand my ground with my oldest without going too far sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
You know, it's
my little Lana.
It's slippery slope. Baby. You know, she was over there a couple weekends, and I let her have it on the phone because she called and told me that somebody pulled over and gave them an umbrella.
Oh, yeah.
And they took it.
Yeah.
And I told her, yes.
It was pouring down raining.
It was, but she was already wet.
So you didn't like it?
Nope.
Why?
Didn't like it. They could have kidnapped my baby.
I don't think they got super close to the car, Kristi.
Well, yeah, they get close enough to get the umbrella.
If somebody hands something out the window, you just grab it and go on.
So is the candy. You snatch your wrist and then my kid gone.
Kristi.
Code 10. So I let her have it about that. And yes, I get it, and there are good people in the world, but there's a ton of crazies out there, and Lord knows that if something happens to my kids, like, the wrath is just gonna be terrible.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I feel you. I agree with that. You just never know what a person's intentions are, so you just have to be careful. So,
but you don't know what a person's intentions are with people that you know.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
I know people that got molested in the church, and I don't want to offend anybody, because that's not a knock on churches, because I think people should go. But I mean, you would think that your child is safe at church.
You would think.
Yeah.
But she wasn't.
Well, you think they're good around relatives too, and relatives, all kind of people. It's just, you just don't know sometimes who to trust, and your kids are your kids, and And this is a knock to any parent that doesn't put their kids first and doesn't make sure that their kids are safe or believe their kids when they tell you things, because your kids should be your pride and joy. They should be number one. You should I take everything my kids tell me seriously.
And you know your child.
And right, I know my kid isn't going to lie to me. I don't care if she feels as though the teacher at the school is being some type of way with her. I'm not going to just be like, okay, well, you need to fix you. No, I'm going to address the adult, and we're going to see what the whole mix-up is between what's the disconnect, and it needs to be addressed. But there are other parents that just don't care. They just don't do. And next thing you know, their kid's running away, or their kid is into drugs and alcohol or depression or whatever could be the case. It spirals into other things.
Right.
And I'm definitely one that wants to nip it in the bud. There's absolutely no reason why she can't, neither one of them can come talk to me about anything.
Right.
Don't be afraid. I'm the one that's going to give it to you straight.
Right.
100%. You know, so, I mean, these kids are growing up so fast between social media and what's happening on the television. It's just a lot. As parents, we have to try to jump in, explain, you know, on the right level for them.
Right.
And help them continue to grow.
That's true. I absolutely
So
agree.
parenting is
Do you think it's harder raising a young black man over a young black daughter?
Definitely, because the fear is just different, especially right here, right now in the world that we're living in.
Right, the climate.
You know, so the fear is a little different sending my boys out into the world. You know, it's probably, and not to take away from any worries that either of you might have with daughters, but I have to have those conversations with those boys and tell them, and they don't understand that it's for their own good. They look at me like, I'll catch Jeremiah and I'll talk his head off. Something will be going on in my head and I'll talk his head off, and I'm off into, son, you have to do this, you have to do that. You know, and I don't recall my parents having those conversations with me as a young black girl. But I know for a fact those conversations were had with my brother. And I, like my sister, that's who I compare my parents into. She has all girls. She doesn't really have to talk about certain things with them. And I know she has conversations with them, but so the conversation, take the hoodie off, you're a young black man, you know, don't be walking around with the hoodie on. I have to talk to them about that because they wear their hoodies. And like I said in episode 9, when we discussed racism, you know, it's hard. It's really hard with young black boys, sending them out into the world. I track their every moves. They think it's nuts that I have, you know, the tracker on their phones and everything. I know where they're at. You have to. You have to. And I told them, like I said in the episode that I did on racism, I told my son, if you ever get pulled over by the cops, when you see those lights flash on, you dial my number and say, Mama, I'm XYZ.
Or record.
And record. Let me know where you are, because I'm on my way. If I'm in the city, I'm on my way. And like I said, we had one incident with the cops. He called me. I was on my way. Jumped up, threw on some clothes, was out the door, pulled up on the cops. Like, they wanted me to come anyway, but that was after the fact. When he called me and told me what was going on, I was already on my way.
Gone.
Yeah.
Got there in speedy time.
Few minutes, like, hey, what's going on? But he called back and was like, Mama, they want to talk to you. And he put me on the phone. They said what they had to say. Officer, I'm already on the way. Like, it's just, that's the reality that we live in, and I hate that it's the reality that we live in, and I hate having to explain to my kids that you can't, and not say you can't do certain things. Daniel came to me the other day and he said, Mom, we're going to go to my homeboy's dad's house like we do every year after the other friend's birthday. They go out to his dad's house and spend the weekend. And he just happened to come and tell me this while I'm looking at the photograph of the black man with his daughter on her neck, his neck, with the officer pointing the gun right in their face.
That.
And that image was so disturbing to me. It brought me to tears. Right?
Like, what is going on?
It brought me to tears.
What was the backstory on it?
I don't know, but I did research. I dug a little deep. I dug deep enough to know that it was a real image.
That's crazy.
But I don't know.
The baby was like 2 or 3.
Yeah. The police had their guns drawn, and he caught me right in the midst of that, and I'm like literally crying, and he comes in here and tells me, and I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And he says, what's wrong with you? Why are you crying? And I just showed him the picture. He immediately says, I don't have to go. Excuse me. And I was like, well, let me think about it, because we've never had an issue with him going before. And he left. We talked for a few minutes. He gave me a hug. He went about his way, and then 15-20 minutes goes, he comes back and he's like, I told him I'm not going to go. And I felt so bad, because that's what's happening right here, right now, in this world right now, to the point where my son, he saw the effects that this shit was having on me, and he says, I don't have to go.
Right.
He just decides he's not going to go, and
he made a big decision to put your feelings
right,
how you feel,
because I would have called him and worried about him, and eventually been like, go pick him up, like send somebody pick him up, or I would have even went and picked him up. Like, it's fucked up. It's fucked up that this is what we're living through right now, but
it's what we've been living through. And it's not just the police, it's what people go through at work. And yeah, it's just all around us. It's what people go through when they go into a store, to go shop for clothes or whatever it is they're going into. As black people, we're always looked at twice, versus the white person may not be looked at all. But they're the ones that's over there stuffing their purses and pockets and pants. Whereas I go to, went to work every day, made a good living, and want to buy whatever I want to buy, and don't want to be, looked at that way and be questioned. Or if I go to work and I speak to everybody the same way, but if I have a tone, it's always offensive. You jump on the defense. Well, I'm just speaking a certain way to be clear and stern about my stance on things. But it's taken as me being an angry black woman or in the office, and then it's turned into, oh, she was just passionate about what she was saying. No, it's me it's right and what's wrong, and it is what it is. Let's fix it and move forward. And this is a part of sweeping stuff under the rug, putting a Band-Aid on it, just letting it just keep marinating underneath, and then it explodes.
And that's where we are right here, right now.
Exploding.
It's exploding. It's imploding.
Yeah.
And it's necessary.
It is.
I
think
agree.
It's going to be some changes after this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels different.
I feel a shift. I absolutely feel the shift happening. Do I agree with everything that's happening?
I mean, looting, that's just stupid.
Like, no, but if you think about it, because it's going to affect the tax dollars going to the states, and perhaps those ramifications will lead to some change, to some new policies being put into effect.
I just don't think it has to go that far to burn down 7-Elevens to
I don't give a damn.
To shoot somebody.
I don't either.
I don't think it has to go that far.
Do I want people getting shot and being killed? No, but I feel like my homegirls,
to be like, you have to yell to be heard.
We do.
You have to burn up stuff.
Nothing else is
I'm
work,
not
Chris.
opposed to it.
The peaceful protesting doesn't work.
Endorsing rioting and looting. I'm not. But if that's what it takes to get the job done, so be it. Like, do you think everybody who voted for President Trump agree with everything that he did? No, that's just their guy, so they had to ride it out. That's how I feel about the black community. We may not agree with everything that our people are doing, but we can all agree that what we are experiencing is not right. Exactly. So we gotta ride it out. So if y'all gonna riot and y'all gonna loot, I'm not with it, but I gotta ride it out.
Right.
That's just where I'm
at. Agree to disagree on that one. I mean, certain stands, like I said, if you yelling, you can hear me a lot better than me just sitting on the sideline trying to be calm about the situation, because I can't be calm for only so long when you keep doing this to me over and over again.
Right.
You're gonna force my hand, So I just look at property value in my case. I don't live in a city. nothing in my area has been torn up, but I can only imagine the people that live like downtown. You know,
downtown got
tore up, you know, and I feel so sorry for the former police captain that was shot outside of Louis Pond and Drury.
That was horrible.
That was just like
for some used TVs.
Yes, you. It's literally a pawn shop. So it's just like some people have underlying agendas. And you know what the main agenda is, and when the lights and the sun goes down, the lights go out. It goes.
I think it's
dark.
different. I think the peaceful protesters during the day are totally different people from the looters at night.
Right.
I think it's two different crowds.
I agree.
And I'm not gonna place more value on property than human life. That's just where I'm at. It's so many people
I agree with that.
losing their lives, so we're gonna place more value on property and people. And I mean, I know it's horrible that people are losing their businesses, especially black-owned businesses, because it's even harder for us to establish one. But I'm not going to place more value on property destruction opposed to human life.
Right.
I'm just not.
That property can be rebuilt.
Exactly.
A life can't be brought back. So
no,
I agree. And if some shit gotta burn to get us where we need to be, to
so damn be it.
Hey, so be it. And that's my opinion on it. Chris, you don't have to agree.
I mean, because I look at it from a perspective, what if I owned one of my business downtown?
That's what Mike asked me, and I was like, burn that shit down. I got insurance.
And that's what somebody said. I came across a post on Instagram. This lady says, she said, yes, I lost my business. I have insurance. I'll be able to rebuild. So before y'all put words in my mouth, Black Lives Matter. And that was
a lot of property owners feel like that. And then some people are pissed. Yeah. But if I own the business and I put my blood, sweat, and tears in it, and my building had to burn down for us to get change so that my daughter can have a different life, I'm with that.
Black Lives Matter at the end of the day.
They do.
I may be one of the few minorities that I've never had a racist encounter, like ever. But I'm not naive to the fact that it doesn't happen. I have a brother who was harassed, and I've seen him harassed, but I have never had a racist encounter.
I talked about
not driving.
But is that based on your personality? Do you think? To me, you're very calm. Andrew.
I am.
You're very low key. I am not. But at the same time, I don't pop off until I'm provoked.
Have you ever had a racist encounter?
I just lost my job. I would consider that really a part.
Do you really feel like it was racially motivated?
When you eliminate a person from an organization and it's not based on seniority and it's not based on productivity, hell yeah, I feel as though I was a target. A target because I'm the one who always spoke up for the team. Okay. It was so many things that were happening. I'm the one who chose to speak up. And as my husband always told me, don't do it because you're putting the target on your back. None of the other people, black or white, are going to be there when you end up falling.
At the end of the day, we have to pick our battles. Right. You can't fight every battle. So some stuff you have to let it ride.
And I have let a lot of things ride. I really have. But when it's just, when you go to places like HR, even before where I worked, I had issues, and you have to start getting the EOC involved.
It's EEO.
Yeah, that's right. Involved, it changes the dynamic of everything, because now if I want to transfer out of the department, it's like whispers in the department, or there's issues in the department, and then I'm being blackballed in the whole organization to where I can't go anywhere. And so I'm not to the point where you can fire me because I've done nothing wrong with speak up and voice my opinion for the injustice that's going on, whether inside or outside of work. But now I have a target, and now they're just waiting for an opportunity.
Now you look at it as problematic.
Right. Their opportunity.
Exactly.
Hashtag coronavirus. And forget productivity.
So you feel like they were just waiting on the perfect opportunity. Yes. Let me ask you this.
So do you think it would have been the same outcome if you were white?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm. Because the people that stayed, I believe, a lot of them didn't do what I did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you were one of the top performers, you feel like?
Okay. I have not missed, I didn't miss any of my sales goals. I worked my butt off. I have clients left and right. Even if I didn't book business, I still got, that recognition to try to book it another year. Like, productivity for me, I'm a go-getter.
I feel like in a lot of organizations, Black people literally have to work twice as hard
Of
for half
course.
as much.
Oh yeah,
That's across
absolutely.
the board. With
Absolutely.
unless we have until we start building and having our own, that's just what it is being a black person in America.
Yes, we do, and it's not right.
It's not.
It's not right. I have to work twice as hard and keep my mouth shut. Stay in line. Don't say nothing. Keep your head down. If there's an issue, don't ask me, Chris, is everything okay? How's everything going? Are you having any issues with anything?
You don't want the
answer.
Give a response. I hate those people.
I think you can tell a person everything is all about delivery.
Right.
You can deliver it, but what you gonna do with it? That's the problem.
Some people you have to voice it to a point to where it's like when you have an issue with something, I just feel like you have to voice it in a way that you're asking for some type of resolution. You can't voice it in a way to where you're just nagging, because it's like, okay, what are you asking? What do you want me to do?
Right.
You have to give them the information so that they can do something with it and give you a solution to the problem.
But in the corporate world, I feel as though it depends. I can't say all organizations are the same.
Mm-hmm.
They are not, and I honestly think it's not the organization, it's the person.
It is.
That
Shout out to my manager, because he is the best manager I ever had.
Shout out to Angel's manager.
I'm not gonna say my job because it's a private investment management company. But any issue that I've ever had, he was like, "Look, I want you to retire. I want everybody to work here to retire. So whatever issue you have, come talk to me, and we'll address it." And I had a particular issue. I went to him and it was fixed, no problem.
See,
That's
I had
solid.
a particular issue.
He's
I
solid.
addressed it, and I somehow had the tables turned as I was the problem.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Like hands down. And then I'm sitting here looking confused and baffled. I'm like, I'm what? Me? What? So, and the way they flipped it is that I'm passionate. I'm
Passionate about her work.
Hey,
We went all off topic.
we did.
All the way off topic.
This
But
has
it's cool.
nothing to do with
It's cool.
insecurities.
The title of this episode is going to be Women Insecurities and the
The real
expectations
world.
men
Of the
put on
real world.
women and a few other topics. That's going to be the title of this episode. But no, dope conversation. I don't know. Do y'all want to continue or y'all want to cut it? Y'all want to
I
cut
have
it there?
one more question.
Go ahead.
Because the guys talked about this last week.
Okay.
And it's going to tie into double standards.
Okay.
What double standards as far as like what men get away with, and double standards is how as like things that women are looked at side eyes about,
Right.
like being promiscuous.
Okay.
So how do you guys feel about the double standard as far as a man can sleep with 50, 60 women and a woman will still find him quality and marry him and
Right.
they live happily ever after? Opposed to a woman, because your reputation is everything. It follows you and it never goes away no matter what you do.
Right.
So opposed to a woman that may have had some fun back in the day. Now she's labeled a hoe.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about that?
I think that's just ridiculous. I think that it shouldn't be a double standard. If he should better do what he wanted to do when he was before her or him or whatever. She should be able to do the same. I mean, it's the past is the past.
It is.
Period.
My motto is what happened before me has nothing to do with me. So I'm concerned with the person that you are right here, right now, in this moment. I'm not concerned with your past. So whatever you did and whoever you did it with, unless you coming with some type of, uncurable STD, I can deal with it.
Would you want your daughter or your niece or your cousin or somebody to be labeled a hoe?
I wouldn't, but 90% of the time,
you gotta define hoe.
Chris, because 90% of the time, the men that are calling a woman a hoe is mad because he couldn't have her. Like, I had somebody call me a hoe, and I'm like, how do you know I'm a hoe? I've never done anything strange for you.
That was super insecure about that label in college because she was just a little friendly. She ain't got around a little bit, and she was super insecure. Like, she used to try to hide it. Yeah. Just do what you feel is good for you.
And honestly, you should have a conversation with him up front. Because whatever you don't want to know, don't ask.
Exactly. All right, y'all. That is it for Pure Phuckery, the episode, or Pure Phuckery, the podcast. This is episode 10. So immediately following this episode, go ahead and watch the bonus episode that we post, which will be considered episode 11 in celebration of our 10th episode. We're going to put out a bonus episode. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to my two special guest co-hosts, my cousins Angel and Chris. Thank you guys for coming on and participating in the Phuckery. Cheers. My family, it's all love here on Pure Phuckery. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, I am your host, Dr. Monique Ross. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Make sure you subscribe.
Subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Anchor. That's where I'm at. We're still waiting on approval for Apple and Speaker, and there's another one. We're waiting on approval for our Google Play. So we're waiting on approval from those. As soon as we get that approval, we'll be on those other platforms. But again, thank you guys for tuning in the conversation.
And if there's a topic you want, send it to Mo.
If there's a topic you guys want me to discuss, send it to me. Put it down in the comments. I promise I'm reading the comments, and I will absolutely consider it as a topic here on Pure Phuckery. If it's something that I can relate to, something that I feel like I can spend an hour, 30, 45 minutes with talking about, I will do that. So I'll see you guys later. See y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.